Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are taking an immersive, completely unorthodox, and honestly a totally chaotic cultural tour of the dual island nation of Antigua and Barbuda. And our source material for this journey, well, it's the pure, unadulterated chaos of an IShowSpeed IRL livestream. So you might be wondering what actually happens when massive internet bravado meets authentic, unfiltered Caribbean culture. You might think an IRL stream is just loud noises and viral stunts, but if you really look closely, it accidentally becomes one of the most incredible, raw travel documentaries you could ask for. When a creator like Speed just shows up and literally says yes to every single thing the locals throw at him, a genuine, fascinating cultural exchange happens. I mean, just look at this chaotic itinerary that unfolded in a single day. We've got arm wrestling a literal champion, a crash course in Dragon Caribbean beach karate, confronting wild stingrays in the open ocean, drag racing against locals, a surreal musical moment with the Prime Minister, and an incredibly grounding visit to a Nabajing Rastafarian community. It's a lot, so let's jump in.
All right, Section 1. Welcome to Antigua. Proper pronunciation and a 10,000-calorie diet.
Right off the bat, we get an immediate cultural correction. The local host for the day, who goes by 365 beaches because, fun fact, the island literally has a beach for every day of the year, stops the stream just to correct the pronunciation. It is not Antigua, like the word for water in Spanish, it's Antigua. You really got to emphasize that GA sound. This sets a great precedent right from the start. You're in their home, you speak their name correctly. And hey, once you've got the name right, you got to eat. The host presented this massive, totally authentic breakfast spread. We learned all about chop up, which is this hearty traditional Antiguan breakfast dish. It's served alongside saltfish, absolutely essential fried plantains, and sweet yams, or green bananas as they often call their ground provisions. It is exactly the kind of dense, nutrient-rich food you need if you're going to survive the crazy itinerary we just talked about. So the crucial point here is understanding the sheer volume of energy exchange that's happening. On stream, the creator admitted to consuming somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 calories a day on these tours. Just look at this balance. He's fueling up on saltfish, chop-up, local peanut and coconut sea moss blends, Caribbean KFC, which he claimed might actually be top 3 in the world, by the way, and later on, natural vegan Ital food. But he's burning it all off almost immediately through pure adrenaline, doing intense beach karate, fighting arm wrestling champions, dodging cricket balls, and screaming his lungs out in the ocean. It's basically the ultimate extreme metabolism test. Moving right along to Section 2, Sports, Speed, and Combat. Extreme bravado meets Caribbean reality. Let's get right into it. This part brilliantly illustrates the clash of worlds I mentioned earlier. On one side, you have your classic, over-the-top streaming bravado, bold claims of easily knocking out 20 pull-ups, and proudly declaring he has never lost a car race in his life. But then, on the other side, you have reality. He runs into Daniel, the president of the Antigua Barbuda Arm Wrestling Association, who happens to hold 4 gold medals at the North American Championship. Even using 2 hands, our host couldn't move Daniel's arm a single inch. Later, in an organized drag race on a local strip, he takes a tuned BMW X6 up against a local driver and gets completely left in the dust. The lesson here? The locals are actual bona fide experts in their fields. And then we hit this number, 155. This is the absolutely terrifying speed in kilometers per hour that a local Antiguan fast bowler named Alari hurls a cricket ball. As an honorary member of the West Indies cricket experience for the day, stepping into the crease and facing a hard leather ball flying at your head at 155 kilometers per hour is a pretty stark reminder of the world-class athletic talent that resides in the Caribbean.
Okay, on to Section 3, Surviving Stingray City. Facing fears in the open ocean.
I absolutely love this quote from the local guide. Before getting into the water, the guide offers this extremely calm, casual reassurance. Meanwhile, the creator is experiencing pure, unadulterated panic, completely worried about suffering the same fate as the late Steve Irwin. The irony here is just beautiful. The locals know these animals are super gentle, but to a first-timer, a massive, wild sea creature with a barb on its tail is purely terrifying. Now, to actually survive the experience, the guides provide a very strict set of rules, completely transforming this from a chaotic stunt into a real educational wildlife interaction. First, you shuffle your feet in the sand. You never take regular steps, because you do not want to accidentally step directly onto a stingray hiding on the bottom. Second, keep your arms flat and palms out. Third, you absolutely must stay relaxed. And finally, if you're brave enough to feed them, you place the squid underneath them, which is where their mouth is located. And the reasoning behind these rules is pure biology, which the stream actually takes a really cool moment to teach. You have to stay relaxed because stingrays have electrosensors under their wings. They can literally feel if you are tensed up and nervous, and if you are, they'll just swim away. Furthermore, because their eyes are on top of their bodies, they have two little holes behind their eyes called spiracles. These function kind of like a nose to help them breathe while they eat from underneath. It's just a fascinating look at marine adaptation. Shifting gears to Section 4, VIPs and Rasta culture, from the Prime Minister to the Navagini community. Get this. First, they unexpectedly meet the actual Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, the Honorable Gaston Brown. In this surreal and honestly incredibly beautiful moment, right in the middle of a street carnival, the Prime Minister is handed a microphone and he literally sings an original reggae song for the stream, singing about breaking walls, one world, and one love. It completely shatters that formal political barrier and shows the deep musical soul of the nation's leadership. This theme of one love leads directly into the next stop, a visit to the Nabingi community. A local woman named Priscilla explains that Nabingi is a Rastafari spiritual and cultural movement. She explains it represents perfect love for all people of the earth, whether you are white, black, or purple. It's a consciousness, really, a peaceful serenity that's often characterized by this deep, steady heartbeat rhythm. The community hosts them on this stunning 20-acre spiritual farm, and it is a masterclass in living off the land. They pull fresh coconut water and jelly right off the trees. They showcase the aki tree, noting a very, very important rule. The fruit is highly poisonous if it hasn't opened naturally to release its gases. They grow sweet yams and seasoned peppers, and, impartially reporting what was shared during the stream, the community also grows legalized cannabis. They were actually granted one of the first licenses as part of a repertory justice initiative given by the Prime Minister to the Rastafari community who had historically faced persecution for it. On this farm, the host is treated to an Ital diet. Ital is natural, vegan food straight from the earth. It contains absolutely no meat, no dairy, and no processed ingredients whatsoever. Served traditionally in a carved calabash shell with a little coconut spoon, the meal featured tofu, lentils, broccoli, and cocoa yam. And watching a creator who, just an hour ago, was raving about KFC, absolutely devouring and praising this natural vegan cuisine, well, it really proves how universal good, fresh food actually is. So what does this all mean? What's the ultimate takeaway here? Beneath the barking at the camera, all that frantic energy, and the viral moments, there's a profound lesson in travel. By displaying a radical willingness to say yes to every single new experience, whether that's getting into a racing car, eating unknown foods out of a calabash, or stepping into ocean water filled with stingrays, you open yourself up to the most enriching cultural education possible. Embracing the uncomfortable is for sure the true secret to experiencing the world. I want to leave you with this thought to ponder today. If you were dropped into a brand new foreign country right now, with all its unfamiliar customs, foods, and extreme local sports, would you have the courage to set aside your comfort zone and just say yes to absolutely everything? Think about what you might learn if you did. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey through Antigua and Barbuda, and I will see you on the next explainer.